Earlier in this special edition of Cattlemen to Cattlemen, we showed you how NCBA helped celebrate a group of Honor Flight veterans on their first night in our nation's capital. Here's a look at the second day as the veterans got a chance to see some of the monuments and memorials around Washington, D.C.
The schedule was packed as 24 veterans and the guardians who accompanied them on the honor flight from the Central Coast of California made their way around Washington, D.C. Their first stop was the U.S. Air Force Memorial.
This is a great memorial, I'll tell you. I spent a total of 43 years in the Air Force, and to stand here and see this memorial is unbelievable. I just get chills, especially being around my other brothers and sisters of the armed services.
Air Force! Air Force! Next was a visit to the new Military Women's Memorial, where veteran Carol Morrison was honored for her Army service during the 1950s. Perhaps no place is more committed to remembering and honoring those who served than Arlington National Cemetery. At Arlington, 4 Central Coast veterans had the opportunity to participate in a wreath-laying ceremony at the tomb of the unknown soldier.
This is quite a place to see, you know. It's nothing like you would picture it being a cemetery, you know. You wouldn't picture it in your mind like this here. This is a beautiful place, beautiful place.
The U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial features a sculpture honoring the bravery of U.S. Marines at Iwo Jima during World War II. The group stopped at the World War II Memorial to honor one veteran on the trip, 95-year-old Brian Moore, who served near the end of the Second World War.
It's an amazing thing that we honor the vets and those who have gone before us, from the greatest generation to Korea to Vietnam to Iraq and the wars that followed.
In the Central Coast group, there were 10 Vietnam veterans, making the visit to this memorial especially emotional.
I was in the war zone, and I was only 17 when I joined. Got out when I was 21, but yeah, it means a lot to me. I wear my Vietnam hat all the time.
It's been very eventful for me because I lived through a lot of this era, and I lived through the very beginning of Vietnam and going over there, and that's a memory. And when you go down that wall, you can really see what was sacrificed.
Chuck Belmont, a veteran himself and a guardian during this trip, made etchings of 3 names on the wall in tribute to those he and his friends knew who did not come home.
Pretty much everybody in my life, my brother-in-laws, uncles, all were affected in some way by Vietnam. And so I just felt this was just not only for my friend Dave, but for my brother Lance, and for my uncles, and for everybody that I've known, and there's been a lot. Some came back, some didn't. Some came back not quite the same as they went. And what it meant to me is just to honor all those.
The Korean War Veterans Memorial again made the point that freedom is not free. That was especially meaningful for the 13 Korean War veterans who were part of the Central Coast Honor Flight.
March of '53, that was during the Korean War. I decided I had to join the Korean War. You defend your country, you do what you have to do. And that's why I came here. I wanted to honor those. These are the heroes, not myself. I did what I had to do. I was proud to do it. I'd do it again. But all these guys with all these memorials, these are the heroes, and I just come to pay respect to them.
Before heading home, there was also a visit to the U.S. Naval Academy at Annapolis, Maryland.
Touring the Naval Academy Museum here, you can see how many brave men and women went before us.
The mission of the Honor Flight Network is to give all U.S. military veterans the opportunity to visit and reflect at the memorials that were built to honor their service. For those who participated in this flight, the reaction was mission accomplished.
Never thought I'd be able to come and see this. It means a lot. I'm just so happy that I was able to do this.
It is awesome to come here with these vets and see the emotions that go through them, knowing, you know, friends that they lost, friends that they just lost communication with, whatever it is, kind of brings all that back home to them.
I've been wanting to do this for years. When I found out that they had the honor flight available, and it took me 6 years, so I finally got him on board, and I got my son with me, and he was in Desert Shield, so I'm really happy he's over here with me, and it's a once in a lifetime deal, so it all worked out.
It's been a great trip, and I can't believe how wonderful the honor flight people have been.
The honor flight, I just can't thank them enough for giving me the opportunity to come here. It's just unbelievable, fantastic opportunity.
It really means a lot. And I guess I never realized that until you're around other folks and other men that served in the military that kept this great nation afloat. And I'm proud to say I'm an American and I was in the Marine Corps.
Since 2005, the Honor Flight Network has celebrated our nation's veterans with an all-expenses-paid trip to the memorials and monuments in Washington, D.C. that are dedicated to their service and sacrifice. To find an honor flight near you and to learn more, visit honorflight.org.